noise, convertible history. The story is that Henry Ford wanted to buy Ferrari. They had a deal at the last minute. Enzo Ferrari backed out, and it kind of upset Henry Ford. So he decided to go build his own car to go race against them to beat them at their own game. This was back in '66, so we're talking 50 years ago. And people still remember that car like yesterday because it was such a big deal because they went and showed up all over Europe. So it's a very significant car in race history. In the old days, they would line up the cars at a 45-degree angle on the racetrack. The racers would all stand across the track, and they would drop the flag to start the race, and they had to run across the track, hop in the cars and start them, and then they'd all take off. And it was kind of a madhouse. And I was a little kid, probably 5 years old, sitting cross-legged in front of the TV watching them, and just I remember it like yesterday. It was just fascinating to watch. It was a completely different kind of a race compared to today. Back in those days, he went to England and found this aluminum-bodied, small, four-cylinder little import. And he made a deal with them to import the cars without motors in them. So he decided to put these V8 motors in these very small, lightweight cars, and these were big horsepower motors. We have 4 different models. We have what we call a slab side, which is the thinner without the big fenders, the original 260 car. Then they came out with a car that we call the track car, or the high performance version, which is the 427 car. And that has a lot wider fenders. You'll be able to see here, right here on this car, for the bigger tires to be able to handle the bigger motor and the bigger transmission. And then Superformance came out with a car that I really like, which is the middle of the road, which has the big fenders, and you can see on the body right here it has the big fenders. But instead of the exhaust coming out the side, the exhaust comes out the back. It does not have the roll bar or the hood scoop, and it's kind of a gentleman's version of the race car. Then there's a 4th model called a FIA, which is very similar to the slab side, which was the race version of the original car. Obviously a 2-seater. These are fiberglass. The originals were aluminum. They come with convertible top, and you can get the tonneau cover, which zips in the middle. You'll see the racing roll bar in case you flip over. Keeps you from getting squashed. If you want a convertible, they like the Roadster. The convertible is such a unique car. There's no other car in the industry, ever has been, that looks like this car and performs like this car. It's a very unique car. It's a very visceral thing. The noise, the speed, the horsepower for the weight. These are very light cars. Just the way the car feels, the way you can put your arm out that door, the way it hangs on there. It's a perfect fit. Well, the Daytona is a Cobra, just like the Roadster version of the Cobra. But the Daytona was a car that was produced for higher speeds because the Roadster couldn't stay up with the high speeds of Le Mans and some of the faster tracks. So they came out with this hardtop, longer version of the Cobra, and it's just a faster top speed car. This car here is what we call a continuation car. It is not a replica. The originals were built, and then they quit making them, and then they started building them again, and that's what these are. So these are continuation cars. So they're really the authentic thing, a modern version of the authentic thing. And it is a licensed CSX Shelby Cobra Daytona. Probably the most unique thing about this car is the back end. If you look here, is the reverse cove here, and it's for the aerodynamics. Same car as the convertible, just a little different body, a little bigger, a little heavier. This particular car that we have, the blue one, has a 427 motor in it, so it's pretty big. You'll notice the side pipes, which gives it a very dynamic sound, and pretty cool. They've put power windows in it and put a few creature comforts in it for everyday use. So it's really a historical thing about a really special car from the old days that money can't buy now. Superformance is considered the best replica and best Cobra on the market today. You can buy Cobras for less money than a Superformance, but you get much better quality and the correctness, the shape of the body, the exacting standards. It's the only car that's licensed by Carroll Shelby Inc. as a replica, and there's a reason, because it was so highly thought of. These cars are manufactured, they are not a kit car. When you call about a Superformance Cobra, you know exactly what it is. These cars are just something you want, and it's not a practical car. They're just a beautiful car, and they're just the historical aspect with the racing and just the flat out speed, the uniqueness. They don't look like anything else on the market. And when you see them and you hear them and you take a ride, it's just, it makes all your senses pop. It's fun stuff. It's not a car you buy just to go to work and home. And this is something that really gets the juices going.